All right, another pre-video disclaimer message, because this video was filmed over 3 months ago and I had to do some serious editing because I said a lot of things in there that I don't really think are accurate anymore, or I don't really believe in anymore. But the core of the video, the essence of it, and my experience is, I think, still incredibly valuable, because I know that back on April 10th, when I filmed this, I had gone for a run in my hometown. I'm starting to put the pieces together. I'm starting to get it. I don't even know why the things that I am doing are working, but it's working. And so it will still take me a couple more weeks to understand why I did and had this experience that I had, made my run so good. But I'll get there. So I had to do some heavy editing to this because I talk way too much about my symptoms, and I talk way too much about some things about dystonia that I think are myths now. And I talk about all this, oh, I'm not strong on my knees, and all the things that you guys always hear me rant about, that I'm just get rid of that. We don't think that way anymore. We shouldn't have ever thought that way. That stuff's stupid. So I left some of it in just because the flow was going to be really messed up if I didn't. And I probably wouldn't even have a video because that's what most of my videos are about, is talking about my symptoms and why this is worse and why this is better and blah, 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 blah. God, it's so annoying. So annoying. But yeah, I think I have some, although not expressed, some pretty good insight in this video that I finally, like I said, we'll put the pieces together. It's going to take a couple more weeks, and it's going to take another major, I don't even want to call it a flare, because it was the craziest thing that has happened to me so far in this journey, that happened on April 30th, which really set me on the track to where I am now, which is doing so much better, and knowing, not feeling, knowing I am on the absolute correct path now. Little me back in April, you were getting it. You didn't know why, but you were getting it, and you will get it. And I really hope that you guys get it too. More to come on future videos on explaining what my recovery is now, but for now, I think it's valuable to see where I was on my journey, and I hope it can help you guys. I just did my first run outside since February 24th, and it is April 10th, 2025. And this is my first run at all since March 17th, where I had done my last run on the Ultra G at my PT, at only 55% weight because of my knee, and to keep me feeling safe because of my dystonia. I've been going through a big flare up, but I feel like I'm pulling out of it. I'm actually not home right now. I'm in the beautiful state of Massachusetts, my home state, my hometown right now. And I had to come here for an emergency trip, and it's been a really, really difficult trip. I've been spending, without sharing too much, I've been spending hours and hours in hospital waiting rooms, and it's taken a really big emotional toll on me. But at the same time, it's been so therapeutic to be here. I've spent a lot of time going through kind of some of my childhood stuff, especially stuff from high school, which has really meant a lot to me. And just touching things of that are physical things I had when I was younger, when I didn't have these problems. It's been a lot of tears, but really beautiful at the same time. And this is my, it's Thursday, so it's my 4th day here. I got here Monday, and I've done a couple walks around my town, including to the downtown. I have so many memories. And the first day that I was here, I did a walk on the same route that I first started to run back when I was 21. I came out here for a little hike today because there's all these beautiful trails, and I kind of came out here, I put my hair back, and I'm like, I might try and run. I've just been through so much this week, and I just needed to go for it. I really, really did. And like the first 3 minutes, I felt like I was normal. There was just something, I started out slow, and I was just like, oh my God, this feels like I don't have any dystonia at all. And most of the run, I would say like 90% of it was dystonia free. I really felt it on the downhills, but that was it. That was it. I just feel that the emotional work I've been doing this week, and I don't even want to call it work, just the being back to a place that I really miss, and just being in a place where like I've never had dystonia, and none of this is associated with the hell my life has become over the last 16 months. Just that lack of association, like, it's better. And I think a lot of times, like, my neighborhood and my environment makes it worse because I can't get out of my neighborhood to like go to another area unless I walk at least a third of a mile. And for so long, I couldn't really get out of my neighborhood because it would just be too much to go out and come back. And I think I've realized a big part of my flare up, along with stress, pain, and just the terrible winter weather of me being really afraid of the ice and slipping again and not feeling steady on my feet, was just like the lack of variability. And for sure, variability can mean not walking on sidewalks or on paved streets and going on trails. But I'm going to argue the variability of being in a different place that isn't associated with my worst of symptoms. You know, I walk by every single day, multiple times a day, or drive by, it's unavoidable, the place where my dystonia came out. And man, it's gonna be the anniversary of that in about a week and a half. I know the exact place, I have the exact Garmin data where it happened. I see it, I feel it every single time I walk by, and it's just that freaking neighborhood environment just holds the memories of struggling and relearning to walk. And is that in itself just completely terrible for my dystonia and my recovery? So because this was such a last minute short trip, there was only so much I could pack, and I packed 2 pairs of shoes because obviously with dystonia you need 2 pairs of shoes at least, because rotating through shoes and keeping up the variability in that aspect is really helpful. So these are my normal road running shoes that I also kind of fast walk in when I can't run. And I kind of really wish I brought my trail shoes. And I kind of really did think about it because I knew that this town has so many beautiful trails and that I might be able to run because I was feeling better with my dystonia. But, you know, it was kind of ridiculous to bring 3 pairs of shoes, and I needed my other kind of walking shoes for walking around kind of the hard hospital floors and things like that because they're nice and cushy. But I didn't slip and they felt okay, so kept it slow, kept it easy, and I think starting slow kept my dystonia at bay, and I'm really pleased with how that went. I needed that everywhere. Mind, body, soul, whole thing. I needed that. And I'm so grateful that I am better enough to be able to do just that little bit today, and hoping just like we're in the spring and I can keep hitting the trails. They're not so muddy anymore, not so crazy anymore, because I'm over it. I'm over it. It's been too long. So you'll get to see a little bit of the street that I learned to run on right here. back before the Garmin, before the Fitbit. It's funny, when I did it, you know, it seems so long. It's kind of like up a big hill and down and around and then down this hill here. And back in the day, you just kind of had no idea. And I don't even know if I ran with a watch, because my watches were like fancy watches. They weren't like sporty watches. So it's funny. So like when I actually like did it with a Garmin, just walking, I was like, oh, that's like a mile. I thought I was doing so much more back then. Just grateful to be able to do it as much as I can do it now. I'm here for about another 2 days. I leave late on Saturday, so maybe if the weather holds up, I'll be able to try it again tomorrow, or maybe on Saturday before I go, because that was so beautiful, and I've been aching to run again in my hometown, like so terribly. And the last 2 times I've been here, I have not been able to do it. 1, because of my foot surgery, and 2, my dystonia. And I've wanted it so bad for so long, and I got to do a little bit of it today. Thanks for watching. Let's keep pushing.